everybody, my name is Phoenix, also known as Santa Galeria, and I go to CCVS, and I am in 11th grade. And today I am going to be talking about maple syrup and what it means to my people. So, it was originally, as you know, collected by the by First Nations people in North America. But also, originally we never had metal. We used a wooden spout, and it didn't flow as fast, but it worked. And we didn't have any tools. Well, we did, but they weren't power tools. And we had these. And this little spot right here is where some people would put the bucket, and it would drip on days and days on end. When the Europeans arrived, the First Nations showed them how to use it, because the Europeans used honey and we used syrup. Also, in many different times, it was used as medicine because my people believed that, and still believe, that it carries a medicine, and once you drink it, it cleanses you from the inside. There is a story where there is a daughter and a mother. The mother was very ill, and she was also very hungry, so she asked her daughter to go hunt. And as she was hunting, she had come across many of trees. And at the time, people had an open mind, so they believed that trees and animals and plants could talk. So she went to the first tree and said, "Can you please help me? My mother is very ill. She is very sick, and I wish to make her better." And the tree said, "Leave, you are wasting my time." He went to the next tree, and the tree had a lot of animals, and she said, "Please, can you help me? My mother is very ill, and all she needs is a little food." And he said, "No, now go away, you are wasting my time." Until he came across a maple tree, and he said, "Maple tree, can you help me? My mother has fallen ill, and all the other trees have said no." And he said, "Yes, I can. You will plant a hole inside of me, then you will get a spout, and from there sap will drip." He waited a couple of nights, a couple of days, until he had enough. He had poured it into a cup, and he gave it to his mother. Next day, his mother was better. And now we have a ceremony where we get in the spring, where we collect sap and we make syrup, and we drink from the sap and we give thanks for all of its healing properties. What I also want to come around and discuss is some of the objects and some of the Mohawk words we use. As you can see, everybody calls it maple, but in the Mohawk language it's called wata. That means maple. Gagwidene means spring. Ogile means tree. And Kanyakahaga means Mohawk language. The Tadistis Dunyata is a sugar shack. That is where the sap is made, and that's where the syrup is stored, and that's where it's made. The tree has 3 layers. Every tree has 3 layers. The tap hole has to be at least 3 inches in. The sap is usually behind the bark, or even deeper. And you never want to go too far to the heart of the tree, because then otherwise you'll end up killing it. Oh, and you can see right here, it was harder to make a fire just after spring, because the snow was still melting and everything was wet, so it got really, really complicated. I also want to start off with some stories that I have from my personal experiences. I live in Akwesasne, and it kind of gets exciting around that year, because everybody gets to make syrup, and some people have done this years and years and years. I went to the Freedom School, the Akwesasne Freedom School, or AFS, and the teachers and the principal used to take students to the Sugar Shack, and then they would show kids how to make it, and how to make it. And they would give away these little bottles right here. They didn't always look like this. Some of them looked like little buckets. And with the little kids, they would show them how to make it. But then with the older kids, they would ask. I was always asked, like my whole class, if we could go to the Sugar Shack and help them. And we always volunteered to say yes. So we did. Somebody asked me, how do you identify store-bought syrup to tree syrup? Somebody said, why do we give thanks? I was a little younger, I guess you could say. You know, like I thought I knew everything, and I didn't really know why. I kind of asked that myself. So one night I couldn't sleep because of that question, and it took me a while to think about, but eventually I knew an answer. It's like whenever you get up in the morning and you see breakfast ready sometimes, and you thank your mom or your dad for making it for you, think of it like that, like you're thanking trees that they're helping you get through something, and just be thankful of all things. For me, it's like, because we have sap, and that usually takes a long time, and when we finally get it, or when it finally comes to ceremony, it's great because everybody is there, everybody's thankful, everybody knows the meaning why.